us! Join us! Join us!
Hello, ladies and gents. Welcome to episode 111, 111, 111,
111.
Or in bowling, you're in the shithouse.
You're in.
Exactly.
Hey, people.
So, welcome back. Welcome back to Shadow Kvlt time. Of course, the gang's all here.
Welcome back.
Oh boy, Ash is making a run in.
Hail to the king, baby.
Hail to the king, baby. Leatherface.
Ash
Yep.
versus Leatherface. That'd be a hell of a fight.
Give me some sugar, baby.
Oh, let me wince. Never mind. Fuck that. Let me wince.
Bow down.
Yeah,
Whoop whoop.
Oh god, Shaggy 2 Dope is here now.
You know what I'm saying? I'll tell you what.
What the fuck have we done on this
80
day?
style hip tosses. 80 style hip tosses.
Labba labba doobie. Sweet nuts Ponderosa.
Tremendous upper body strength.
Fago and better made chips.
Give me your opinion on Lama Namanumi's wrestling diversion.
Anyways, our topic for tonight, so,
We have a topic.
that's according to the contract. We got
Squeeze me? Baking powder?
Wait, we're talking carrot cake. What contract? I never signed a contract.
Contract?
Apparently, I was given a contract.
Show me the documents. I was filed in triplicate.
Filed in triplicate.
Was it notarized?
Yeah, was it? I'm a notary. Was it notarized?
I don't know if you call a dry cum stain a notary or not. I don't know.
Boogers and cum.
Boogers and cum.
Anyway.
Wrestle Massacre, boogers, blood and cum.
Belonka! Her name is Bianca Belair, you stupid idiot!
Okay, Chris Jericho.
Anyway.
So our topic for tonight is an interesting one, as it's a discussion episode, not really a retrospective or list. We are talking Next Generation Wrestlers. The good, the bad, and the ugly. So, yeah, there have been a lot of Next Generation Wrestlers in the business for many, many decades.
A lot going right now.
Yeah, and quite a lot going currently. But a couple of things to get started with before we go real deep, balls deep, in the conversation.
South
Deep.
South deep.
Ball deep in your love.
You've got big balls. I've got big balls.
Big balls.
And we got
the biggest balls of them all. So
Got the balls,
couple of
Mahoney.
things. And right as soon as I talk about balls, Mama Bear just resubbed.
I know you like honey. Come on.
Just in time.
Thanks.
Perfection.
But so a couple of things. First, James here, right before we went live, we were talking, well, we all talked about it before we went on camera, and that was the unholy trinity.
Well, before that, the stigma of next generation wrestlers, they're just handed everything, and their success is because of who they came in with.
Right. Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Yeah. Not always the case.
Right.
Nah, sometimes it's the case, but not always.
Yeah.
They're given a chance, but they got to make good on that chance to get an opportunity.
Right. More often than not, it's not that case. A matter of fact, I just remembered probably the worst of them all. We'll get to that later on.
Oh boy.
I mean, we're going to be getting the negativity out of the way right now because we're going to be talking about the worst. And
The worst.
when people talk about the worst next gen wrestlers, there are three that always come to mind whenever anybody brings up this subject: Eric Watts, David Flair, and David Sammartino.
Yep.
But wait, kids, there's more.
That's right.
But first, it's like Eric Watts he had it was trouble from day one because he's the Booker's son, coming right out of college with no experience. And it's like, oh, here's opportunities. You're going to face people who are way more experienced than you. And the only reason he didn't win any belts is because Bill got fired.
Yeah.
Yep.
And then when Bill went over to the WWF, and he went over as well. He want to have a Techno Team 2000.
Mm-hmm.
And then he had a brief run in TNA, which was probably his most successful run, but
quote unquote.
Mm-hmm.
But then the Davids, Flair, and Sammartino. When you are the sons of two of the greatest world champions ever, who were still active at the time, and you're associated with them, you are fucked from the start.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
One thing I got to say though with David is I think they acknowledged the fact
David.
that he wasn't
Which David?
wrestling. Or David Flair, excuse me.
There you go.
Yeah.
They didn't acknowledge. They understood that he really wasn't the wrestling, level that his dad was or was ever going to be. So they did give him a character, So he did a little more character work. But then again, he was also under the vein of Vince Russo. How things would have Russo was not working. So
And he did have a small run in OVW, and at that time, Jim Cornette was like, don't do any of your dad's moves, don't have any of his mannerisms, they will hate you. And it's true. At that time, 2002, 2003, whenever it was, he showed up there. It didn't last long, obviously. But
before David Flair and David Sammartino and Eric Watts, the original holy trinity of shitty second-generation wrestlers from the 70s and part of the 80s were Nick Goulas.
No, George.
Greg Gagne.
George Goulas. George Goulas. That was the one I thought of.
The father, George, was the son, right?
Right. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Greg Gagne.
Greg Gagne.
And probably the worst offender of them all. He wasn't a bad wrestler, but I think if you go into the history, you know what I'm talking about. Mike Graham.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yep.
Never got over anywhere else except when his dad was in charge.
Not a bad wrestler, but lived in the shadow of his father. And then I think the worst thing was he utilized his father's death to continue to try to get over his father's suicide.
Mm-hmm. Which he ultimately did himself.
Like, you're the son of the owner. And then George Goulas, the infamous Daddy Said Sell against Harley Race for the world title.
He was the reason that the Tennessee territory split and Jerry Jarrett and Nick Goulas ended their working relationship. That was the catalyst. That has to put him. When you change the wrestling landscape, that's got to say how bad you are. He's got to be the worst.
Yeah.
Now, Greg Gagne really wasn't terrible. But Vern had this thing about trying to make him world champion, and the fans weren't buying it. The locker room didn't buy it. But Greg wasn't bad. Also, he had a solid tag team partner with Jim Brunzell. So you were able to get some good matches. But Greg was a capable worker. But he just was not going to be he looked like an accountant. He looked like a bank.
He couldn't live up to Vern.
Doughy body and buggy whip arms.
It's like Vern didn't put the belt on his son, but he put it on his son-in-law.
Right.
Well, yeah, they made the TV title and wound up going, and so Greg can have a belt. Okay, so
he fucking feuded with Coquina Maximus, aka Yokozuna, over that fucking belt.
Dude, he feuded with Bruiser Brody. I'm Greg Gagne. I'm in a rage. I want Brody, and I want him in a cage.
Yeah.
To Lex Luger about that.
Yeah.
But yeah, George Goulas. Greg Gagne.
Bobby Eaton had to carry that for quite some time.
And we're going to hit also the biggest family in wrestling is going to hit all three categories too. And as far as the worst is concerned, we do have to acknowledge Mike Von Erich and Chris Von Erich.
And Lacey Von Erich.
And Lacey Von Erich. Thank you. I forgot about that.
Yeah, Lacey. Yeah.
She was, but the two brothers that didn't succeed, it's a case of, did they really want it?
Mike
didn't want it. Mike was just
Mike was
kind of
also
forced
bad at
into
getting
it.
the right guy in the ring with him. Mike wasn't badly at the right guy, like someone like Buddy Roberts.
Dino, Buddy, yeah, whatever. Chris Von Erich was regulated to feuding with Percy Pringle, and because he's so small, and he had the heart for it. He really wanted it, but his body just would not let him do it. All the years of prednisone and weakening of his bones and his muscles just led to him becoming injury prone. And it's tragic the way they both go out. We're not discounting that.
No.
We're just talking about their time in the wrestling business. They were not. They shouldn't have been there. Bottom line, they should not have been in the business.
And then Lacey Von Erich, who might have been the worst of them all.
Yeah, absolutely horrible.
Yeah,
and
she was only there for like not even a year.
Thankfully,
She
her
was a
cousins
tag
are pretty.
team
Her cousins
champion.
are pretty good. So
Kevin's sons, they're
Ross
good.
and Marshall,
yeah.
They're pretty solid.
Yep, and that one hurts me the most, Von Erich's, for obvious reasons. So I'm just like,
sure.
oh.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Oh yeah.
Don't even don't even get me
that's a
started
touchy
on
subject in
some of the. Don't even get me started some of the AAA guys. Some of them, on paper, they were good, but once they translate to other different styles, not the greatest.
Mm.
Yep.
What else we got for bad?
A lot of the Hart brothers.
Yeah, let's say Bruce.
Bruce, you're a jackass.
There you go.
Pretty much everybody but Brett and Owen.
Yeah, basically.
Yeah.
And how about the worst for totally different reasons? Teddy,
yes. That's one of the most. You want to talk about most disappointing next gen wrestler?
Mm-hmm.
Teddy's on the fucking top.
Oh yeah, he just lives in one
was there
fucking
from the
world.
beginning of the end. He witnessed it right with his own eyes. He
trying-
saw Teddy's downfall.
Yep.
How about
He
the
was
Hanoi family?
wasn't he the youngest person ever signed to the Fed?
Yeah, he was like in a developmental deal when he was like 18.
I thought that was also like Renee.
He was in
too.
Dory's class. He was in there. Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, because that was like Teddy, Steve Carino, Christopher Daniels,
Edge, Christian.
yeah, I think Edge and Christian, like Kurt Angle was in there, and who's the guy?
Stasiak.
Stasiak. Who's the guy who was remember Tiger Ali Singh's ring guy, Apu, whatever his name was, that guy. Puerto Ricano.
Yeah, Pablo Marquez.
Pablo Marquez, thank you. Yeah, he was a fucking.
Apu was his character name.
Yep.
Yeah, that was crazy because in ECW they had him as a scrappy little baby face with fire, and they
tried to.
They signed him to WWE, and
the
point is, Teddy Hart was a part of that crew and was like pretty much being given the silver platter, kind of the one of those exceptions about you think just because you're second generation you're going to get handed everything. That was Teddy, and they booted his ass pretty quickly.
As Carino said, he lived up to his real last name.
Anus. Fucking kid's an asshole. I'm quoting Carino when I say that. Even though it's anus, it's ENNIS. It sounds like anus.
You brought up Tiger Ali Singh, and that's another one.
That's another one.
Yes. That would be another one amongst
That's
the
another
worst.
bad connection there.
And we'll be talking about him a little more next week's episode.
The father and the son were both terrible. Tiger Jeet Singh was awful. He because he was paying. He was in the pockets of the Yakuza.
He was a wish style sheik. That's all.
Oh my gosh! Yeah, he was
horrible.
The shift.
Just had someone else. I lost it. It kind of in that same. Oh yeah, you mentioned him. Stasiak.
Yeah. Oh God.
Oh,
yeah.
Sean.
Not
bad wrestler, but just
disappointing.
Yeah,
could get over for anything.
And he found his niche with the Planet Stasiak thing, but they just didn't go ahead with it.
No.
Yeah, they just did not keep going.
Had WCW not closed, apparently he was going to be one of those guys who they pushed.
He had a tremendous look, but that's only going to get you so far. I mean, at that time, that's all they cared about was anything with ratings, bro. But yeah.
Hell, I mentioned him at the end of my most recent From the Vault episode. Check it out if you haven't already. But Joe Henning.
Yeah.
Curtis Axel.
I mean,
Yes.
Another-
Curtis was good.
Yeah,
solid
he's
in
a
the
good
ring.
worker. Good worker.
But
Just
he's
never
given
got
the
didn't work
name
out for
Michael
him.
McGillicuddy. You're not going to get over with the name Michael McGillicuddy.
No.
Nope.
Yeah.
Actually, Scott, let's go back to our days, our territory. Flying Fred Curry.
I'm flying Fred Curry. This is an indie guy, so he's not anybody huge, but nice guy. Fred was a nice guy.
Great guy. Yeah, really
Yep.
super nice. Good
Yep.
drop kick. He knew how to throw him.
That was about it, because that's what his dad did.
Yeah,
But,
'cause his dad. He was a third generation. His father was Wild Bull Curry, who I think was NWA champion. If I'm not correct, if I stand corrected.
No, I don't know.
He was a top TV star. I know that.
Yeah, down south he was.
And his father was a journeyman from the 70s. And and then there was him. And actually, his brother wrestles now under the name Kid Curry. He's the youngest one.
Oh, he's the youngest. Okay.
Yeah, he wrestles on the Indies now.
I think probably in the same vein as Joe Henning, you can put Ted DiBiase Jr.
Yep. And
Yeah.
his brother.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The other
Yeah,
DiBiase,
Mike.
there was two boys.
Like,
Guys,
good talents, but for
Not
Ted
talent
Jr.,
potential.
first off, he's Ted Jr. They tried to make him his father, and that didn't fucking work.
Nope.
No, it's hot shotting and it never works.
Yeah. And the thing with Joe Hennig is like he's a case of what could have been.
McGillicuddy.
End of story.
Well, no, even whenever they changed his name to Curtis Axel, it's like there was potential there to put the IC title
At the beginning,
on
it
him.
was.
At the beginning,
Paul
he was
Heyman.
doing really good and got Paul
Like,
Heyman.
they-
He was doing just fine, and
Intercontinental
We're trying.
champion, they did nothing.
then they just bleh. Rybaxel. There you go.
Now, the impersonation with him and Sandow as the Mega Powers, that was starting to get over, and then Hogan was Hogan.
Yep, then they killed him.
Yep.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And hell, even the B team got over.
Yeah.
For a
Yeah,
little bit.
BT was doing good for a while. Mhm.
Yeah.
We still got a bunch to go through with the bad ones also.
The Guerreros, which
Cody
ones?
Hall?
Yeah, Cody Hall. But I was mentioning the Guerreros there.
Like,
They
of
were
course,
all-
Eddie, the
they
most
were all-
successful.
All the Guerreros were pretty over in their territories.
Yeah, so I
Yeah,
wouldn't put the
it-
Guerreros
I
The
wouldn't even put
Guerreros-
the Guerrero family in this
No,
conversation.
The Guerreros were the biggest over in Mexico, but sometimes that style couldn't translate to the American style. That's what I said. Most of the
Who was
AAA
the one
guys.
who was the one that Piper feuded with? Was it
Chavo Sr.
Chavo
Chavo
Sr.
Sr.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then there was Mondo Guerrero, who was popular in California.
Yep,
And
Hector.
And then Hector.
Hector was a journeyman. Hector was like Eddie.
Gobbledygooker.
But all people remember Hector
Lasertron.
Gobbledygooker.
Yep, but he was also
Yeah.
Lasertron. There
He
was
was
that.
also a solid worker on top of that, though.
Mhm.
I'm not going to put the Guerreros definitely in the bad.
Yeah, I personally I wouldn't put the Guerreros
I
on the
wouldn't
bad.
know.
No.
Me neither.
Because they all had
I
their
would put
place
the-
somewhere.
Mhm.
Same goes with the Malenkos. Well, Dean obviously is good, but everyone
Yeah.
forgot about Joe Malenko and Debbie Malenko, the one. But she was over in Japan.
Right.
All the Malenkos were solid too. Joe
For us, Malenko.
Bore us Malenko.
Mhm.
Chris Jarrett.
Yeah, let's see. Now that
How
would go in the
about,
good side.
Brian Pillman Jr.?
About
That's a
Dominic.
disappointing.
He's
Okay.
good.
The jury's still out because he
Yeah,
still,
I mean-
But here's
still
the thing.
needs
He needs some
to
work.
be in NXT.
He needs the Performance Center. He needs NXT.
He does.
Oh
Mhm.
yeah.
Because he's been around the era, the stage he's in his career right now is the same. When his father was at that level, his father was main eventing against Ric Flair at house shows all over the country.
They were having a plastic on
teaming up
Saturday
with the
night.
Wrestling Horsemen. Now he's stuck. I also blame bad booking on top of that. So, but he, he's decent in the ring. He's so on personality. His promos. He tries too hard to be his dad. He's a guy who, like we just said, needs. I think he would definitely find his footing if he went to the Performance Center.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like a lot of the modern next gen wrestlers, the jury is still out
Yeah.
because
Scott Putski.
Husky, wow.
Freaking taking a move from Brian Christopher, and his knee, he goes one way and his knee goes another.
Ugh.
Wow.
Wes Briscoe.
Oh,
Garrett Bischoff.
There you go, Jarrett Bischoff.
Garrett
Yep.
Bischoff. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Between the two, Garrett
Wes
was the
Briscoe's
worst.
got one thing that none of these guys have, and some of them, and nobody else has, and that's Red Velvet, though. So he does have it.
Yeah.
Yeah, but talent doesn't get transferred by injection.
It's like he had a cage match with Kurt Angle, and it was just okay.
Yeah.
One person I am not going to put on this list, I'll put her brother in there because he's the shits, is Tamina.
Yeah.
Tamina, when Tamina's motivated, she is capable. All right.
Mhm.
But the reason why I'm not going to put her in this is because one thing we know and we have witnessed, she has fought to keep her spot. She has fought to be where she's at right now.
One of the longest tenured wrestlers on the roster.
Yeah.
Not the most
2008, 2009
not level
time
with Becky
frame.
Lynch or anything like that.
Mhm.
She is a bit older than the rest of the girls too, but you tell one thing, she fucking gives it her best. She really does.
She always works hard.
She's got a lot of heart,
That's on the good side. We haven't gotten there yet. So I mean,
Yeah.
All right.
Manu.
But the problem is she tends, people do put her in the bad side a lot, unfortunately.
but as far as the other side of the coin, Jimmy Snuka Jr.
oh yeah,
yeah.
he's terrible.
He's horrible.
He fucking almost killed Undertaker at WrestleMania. So for
Mhm.
that,
Paul London had plenty to say about Sim Snuka.
but Manu, Alpha
I'll be right
Jr.
back.
Manu.
Yeah.
I'll be right back.
Yeah.
I mean, when you have a spot in part of that next gen faction and you're fucking
Legacy,
kicked
yeah.
out, and
Yeah.
Jimmy Snuka Jr. was a part of that group too, and they fucking kicked him out.
I
Yeah.
always forget. I was like, oh yeah, it's true. They
Oh,
were
yeah.
part of Legacy.
Terry Gordy Jr., Slam Master J,
Yeah.
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 Jesse.
Yeah.
There's so many. I mean, that's just the tip of the iceberg.
In all
Mhm.
honesty, yeah.
Yeah, but like I said, we're just barely scraping the surface on bad next gen wrestlers.
Yeah.
Not necessarily a wrestler, but Brooke Hogan.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
You can tell wrestling wasn't her thing.
Mm-mm.
No.
No, Daddy wanted to make her a star and did whatever he could to do it, and guess what? Didn't work.
Yeah. Plus, it also doesn't help the fact that she looks just like her dad.
Mm,
Ugh.
Hulk with
there's
yeah.
that.
Yeah, Hulk Hogan with titties. There you go.
Mm. What else is there?
Uh,
Scouring the different territories too, and I mean, we got the big ones in there. We really did get like some of the bigger names out there, but there's a lot of obscure ones that you could throw out there too.
oh god, if that happens, I might have to go to the AAA route there.
Mm.
There's a lot.
Yeah, a lot of names escaping me at the moment because,
Yeah, me
like I
too.
said, we did touch upon the biggest names of them all, the dreaded unholy trinity there of both modern, well, the 80s era and the 70s era, and I guess you can say the trinity of the modern era.
Yeah. It's
Oh.
just-
Well, she's good in the ring, but you never hear any good things about her. Tessa Blanchard.
Yeah.
You could throw her on there.
You know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like you watch her work, she can fucking work.
Yeah.
Problem is, nobody likes
She's a
her.
moron. She's a
Can't find
moron.
anybody that will put
She's
her
a
over.
runt with her feet.
So it's like, everything's just holding. The only thing holding her back is all the bad press about her.
I don't know about this one. Bo Dallas, kind of.
Bo, here's my thing with Bo.
Kind of. He's
Well,
kinda like in the middle.
hold on. Here's my thing about Bo, and thank God since you just brought him up, I can say this. Whenever I first saw him debut at Royal Rumble 2013, I'm like, who the fuck is this guy? And it's like, to me, Bo Dallas in the beginning was fucking terrible. Like, in the ring, he just sucked. Thank God they put him in NXT and he got better and great character work. Like, hell, I look at his character, the Bo Leave character, when he was NXT champion, as the successor to Kurt Angle in the sense that he thinks he's a babyface, but he was being a goofy heel. And that worked for him because people legit want to see him get his ass kicked in. So it worked out for Bo in NXT. It's just then onto the main roster. They teased him and Bray, which we'll talk about later, teaming together like they honestly should have done at that point to give Bo something to do. Because up until the B team, they really did nothing with Bo on the main roster, which is kind of a shame because if you look at his NXT work, he was progressively getting better and better. But in the very beginning, like in the first half of 2013, it was like, fucking get out of the business. You suck. Thank God.
team once again.
Yeah. So Bo would be in the middle for sure for me. Rough start, got better, but just never got to see much from him on the main roster, sadly.
Let's see.
I think that's about it.
Barry Orton.
Barry Orton.
Yes, Barry Orton.
Barry O.
Barry O.
Barry.
You could probably throw him in there.
Probably, yeah.
Yeah.
The glorified job guy on WWF television in the 80s, basically. That was about it. No, that's not second gen. That's a brother.
Ricky Steamboat's son. What's his name?
Richie. He
That's
was
a
bad.
di-
Richie, yeah, Richie,
another one.
honestly, like Richie, he's another case of what could have been. Had he not gotten hurt, I think he would have been one of the best.
Yeah.
Because you saw glimmers of it in his short-lived NXT run. His program with Chris Hero, Cassius Ohno in NXT was a really good program. They had really good matches. Then he got hurt and had to retire. So,
where would everybody throw the genius Lanny Poffo?
I'd say good.
Middle towards good.
Yeah.
Lanny was a good technical guy. He was a good utility worker. You just talked about him on your last video with Mr. Perfect. I mean, the genius character. We still talk about that to this day. So
And he got paid in WCW. Didn't have to work one match.
Yep. So because of his brother, who we'll talk about in a minute.
Yeah.
On one of the greats. But yes, I would put Popo in the good side. Not superstar, but he's definitely not bad, in my opinion. And I met the guy. He's really nice. So.
I mean, his promos as the genius where he'd say all the big words were hilarious.
Mm-hmm. Give me a free copy of his book of poetry, and he's talking to me, so I have to say nice stuff about Lanny.
Although, also, Lanny, fucking one of the most flexible dudes in the world to be able to do a certain
something.
Yep.
You know.
Hey, Levi, he's girthy.
Oh, look at Scott. He found diamonds, and they're girthy too. Inside joke from Minecraft. If nobody gets it,
Tremendous.
But what about Arthur Jones? Well, we already mentioned Scott Putski, but he also brought up Chris Chetty.
Chris Chetty. Not really. Well, his dad wasn't a wrestler, so he wasn't really second generation. He was cousins to Taz, but I don't remember his father actually being a wrestler, so it doesn't really count as second gen.
I don't think so either. Honestly, I think we pretty much covered the basis of all the bad ones.
Biggest ones, yeah. So.
The biggest ones, so... I guess now would be a good time to talk about the good ones, and while there have been a lot of bad ones, there have been a lot of good ones.
Good ones.
Brad, Owen
Brad,
The Rock.
The Rock.
End of story.
Roman Reigns.
The Rock. Roman Reigns. The Usos.
Randy.
Randy Orton.
Bob Orton Jr.
Randy Savage.
Bob Orton Jr.
Randy Savage. Dustin Rhodes. Cody Rhodes.
Jeff Jarrett.
Even though that's a very polarizing opinion to some, but who cares?
No, he's one of the best.
Here's one even more polarizing. Brian Christopher.
He was.
He was
Yeah.
good.
The Armstrong. All of them.
All the Armstrongs, yeah.
And I'll give you two that people forget are second-gen wrestlers: Larry Zbyszko and Nick Bockwinkel.
Yeah.
Both their fathers were wrestlers.
Really?
Dory Funk Jr. and Terry Funk.
Stanislav
Terry.
Zbyszko.
He
His
was
dad was
related?
Stanislav Zbyszko was his dad. Mm-hmm.
I didn't know that. Wow.
Yep.
Who's Bachwinkle's dad?
I forgot because his dad wrestled back in the 50s with like Lou Thez and all those guys. I forgot his name though.
Jake the Stick Roberts, another good one.
Jake Roberts.
Jake Roberts, yes. Barry
Of
Windham.
course, Kurt
Barry
Hennig.
Windham.
Kurt Hennig, obviously.
Kurt Hennig, obviously.
Yeah.
Greg Valentine.
Yep, Greg Valentine.
Mhm.
Absolutely up there. Let's see.
Charlotte Flair.
Yes.
Charlotte.
Flair,
Yeah,
Maddie
Charlotte.
Neidhart.
Yes.
Tamina, we mentioned her.
Mhm.
Yep.
David, Kevin, and Carrie.
People don't
Yes.
realize this, but Carmella and Raquel
Yes.
Rodriguez.
Carmella, and
Yeah.
Raquel Rodriguez. Yeah, both are bad.
Bray
What-
Wyatt. Bray Wyatt.
Bray.
Bray Wyatt.
What about David Hart Smith?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
absolutely.
Yeah, WWE didn't push him right, but he's gotten over everywhere else.
Japan, especially.
Yeah.
Tully Blanchard, and
Tully
even
Blanchard.
Tessa's what's her name?
And we-
I brought Tessa up
He's through
already
Tessa.
earlier. You were away, and
Oh, okay.
Tessa's good in the ring, but we know she's got a shitty attitude, and nobody
I
can say
mean,
anything good
yeah,
about her. So,
Yeah. Eddie and Chavo.
the Guerrero family,
Yeah.
absolutely.
You already said Orton, obviously, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Both Orton.
Yeah.
Both Bob Jr. and Randy.
Bob Jr. and
Yeah.
Randy.
The
Yep.
Funk,
Yep.
Yeah,
So,
Dory
yeah,
Jr. and
Dory.
Terry. Yep.
the Briscoes. Well, no, the Briscoes are first generation. I'm sorry. There's some.
Right. Mhm.
We can call Rey Mysterio.
Rey Mysterio.
Rey
Yes.
Mysterio, yeah.
Yeah.
Rey Mysterio,
Nephew,
second
that counts.
generation.
Mhm.
What
If you're going,
actually, what
if
about
you're,
some
if you're
Mexico?
going, that's what I was gonna say. If you're going down that rabbit hole, El Hijo del Santo,
Yeah,
Blue
Hijo del
Demon
Santo.
Jr., Juventud Guerrera, La Parquita, of course, the Guerreros, El Hijo del Fantasma, Dr. Wagner Jr.
Yep, Dr. Wagner. All the
mm,
Villanos, all the Villanos as well.
all four villanos, 1, 2, 3, 4. The Psychic Clown, Killer Clown, Mark Clown.
They're second generation.
Yeah, they're second generation.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, their father is, I think they're part of the Wagner family, if I remember.
Oh, okay.
I
That makes
think. I don't remember.
Ricky, did you bring up Hector Garza?
Yep. El Hijo del Fantasma.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
David Finlay, yes.
Finlay.
Matt
What about-
Bourne.
That's
yeah,
true,
David-
yeah.
Matt
absolutely.
Bourne,
Oh,
the original
Charles Dempsey.
clown.
Charles Dempsey. Charles Dempsey is going to be a fucking superstar someday. Trust me. Regal
dude,
son.
He's on
He's
Triple
not
A.
in NXT now. He made the jump over. Yeah, he's going to be a fucking star. Love that kid.
So yeah,
But I
when
mentioned
we
the-
look at
I mentioned Matt Bourne, the original Doink the Clown.
Yep, Matt Bourne.
Yes.
Yep, his father Tony Bourne.
Mhm.
Yep.
Oh, you know who I forgot when we were talking about bad next generation wrestlers? Horace Hogan.
yes,
Yes, that's true.
yes,
Yep, cousin, whatever.
and then real
And I
quick,
guess technically, on the good side, then Mike Awesome, because they're related too.
Yeah, so Mike Awesome's technically kinda Hulk's nephew.
Yeah, sort of, kind of touch hole relation.
oh yeah, I remember.
but he would
now.
definitely be amongst the good ones for sure.
I remember
Yeah,
now. Psycho Clown is the son of el hijo del El Brazo, Super Porky.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Also, I forgot about this one, Pero Wild Jr.
Yes, duh.
Sure,
I forgot that
sure.
too. Should have
Pero
fucking
Wild
remembered
Jr.
that. Mm-hmm. So obvious, you know.
yeah. Who else? I'm trying
Over
to think.
in Japan, we said David Finley. Tama Tonga and Tangaloa. I can't really say much for Camacho. He's not real.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, kind of But Tama Tonga, Haku's boys.
Yep.
What else? Katsuyori Shibata. I didn't know so recently. He's a second generation star.
Really? I didn't know
His
that.
father was a popular mid card wrestler in New Japan in the 80s.
Oh, okay.
Shiro Shibata.
Right?
Gotcha.
Alex
Okay.
Wright.
Jazzy Gaber.
Jazzy. Oh,
Masahiro
gee, okay.
Chono. That's his,
Mhm.
yeah. The
Mhm.
father's the daughter of Masahiro adopted. Oh no,
Oh,
no,
Alberto
he's the
Rio?
adopted. She's the adopted daughter.
Right. Mhm.
Chono's
But,
not my uncle dad, but he adopted her.
Alex
He's,
Wright.
he's married, he's married to Jazzy's mom,
Alex Wright.
Alex Wright. Yes.
Renee
Second
Dupree.
gen.
Renee Dupree.
Renee
Yeah.
Dupree. Yeah.
And I thought
Um,
Rene Dupree was the youngest
Oh, God,
wrestler
there we
ever
go.
signed.
The Rougeaus.
Oh, right. Yeah. The
Yeah.
Rougeaus.
Yeah, the Rougeaus, yeah.
Yep. Their sons. Yep.
Paige. Someone mentioned Paige already.
Paige. Yes.
Yes,
the Knights.
Paige.
Knight family.
Yep.
Yep.
Alberto del Rio,
Who's
of
this?
course, is his
Paige.
Uncle Mil Máscaras.
Yeah.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Who else? I'm trying to go through all the Mexican wrestlers here in my head. Oh, no.
Technically, yes.
Sabu.
Sabu,
Yeah.
yeah,
Sabu, yes.
yeah,
Yep.
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, no, I was gonna say Chris Chetty. No, but
No. No, we brought that name up already.
There was there's also like Humberto Carrillo, Angel Garza, who are there currently.
Oh yeah.
Yep. Yep.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Yep, definitely those two.
Jacob Fatu.
Yes.
Actually,
Yes.
yeah, we can
Yeah.
go into like the whole, almost the
The
entire.
entire minus
The entire-
minus Manu, the entire
Yes.
Rosie.
Oh yeah.
Rosie.
Yeah, Rosie.
The entire
Oh,
Hanoi
Rosie's
family.
brother.
Head
Everybody there.
shrinkers.
Yes,
Head shrinkers.
Head
Yep,
shrinkers.
they're all
Shrinkers,
sons.
yeah.
Yep.
The Samoan Savage.
Yes. Yep. Yep. Who was
Yeah.
also
L.A. Smooth.
Tama.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Ellie Smooth. Yep.
Oh.
But now to like look at everybody that we've talked about in the good category, and like everything they've done in their careers. Like, I mean, look at Brad Owen. Do we need to say more? The Rock.
Yeah.
Do we need to say more? Roman. Do we need to say more? Dustin.
Eddie.
Do we need to say more? Eddie. Do we need to say more?
Mm-hmm.
Charlotte.
Wait a
Do we
minute,
need to say
hold on,
more?
We're leaving out a big one here, man. We're talking. How have we gone this far without mentioning Canada's greatest athlete,
Oh. Mm-hmm.
Iron
Mike
Sharp?
Sharp. Yeah, his dad was a wrestler. Yes.
He is a second
He
generation
is
wrestler.
second gen. Mm-hmm. Yep, that's true.
my father's favorite wrestler.
Well, we didn't bring the name up, but he is second generation. Ted DiBiase. Not junior.
Yeah.
Ted
Oh,
DiBiase
yeah.
is second gen.
$1 man.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Mike DiBiase.
Yeah.
So yeah, one of the best right there.
Mhm.
We did mention Kurt Hennig. Rick Rude. His father, Dick Rude, was a wrestler in the Minnesota Territory. So Rick
Was
Rude
he?
was a second gen.
Was
yeah,
he?
Get the fuck out of here!
yeah. Dick Rude and Kurt's
somebody-
dad, Larry Hennig, they were friends.
Wait,
Yep.
somebody has a
I
rude
am
dick.
today
Wait, what?
years old just finding that out.
hmm
And how could I forget? Tonight, he walks in the shoes of his legendary father, Edward Francis. The NFL from the 40 San Francisco 49ers, Russ Francis.
Russ Francis. Oh my God. There's an obscure reference. Holy shit, dude.
Oh, Arthur Jones just brought him up. The Colognes. Carlito,
Yes!
Primo, Epico.
Yep. I didn't think about that one.
How could we forget the
Primo.
Cologne family?
Yep.
Cat
And
Tanaka.
They still have fucking jobs.
Somehow, yeah.
How? I'm not
And I
saying
honestly
they're horrible.
would've
They're not
thought-
bad. They're not a bad tag team, but
No.
they still have jobs. How? Of all the
And
people.
honestly, like after Carlito had that surprise return at the Rumble last year, I thought he was going to come back for like one more big run.
Big resurgence or
My
something. No.
God, he looked
That
in
would've
been
fucking
great.
shape.
Yeah,
Mhm.
still looks
He was ripped.
fantastic.
Pat
Who
Tanaka.
knows? Maybe it'll
His
happen.
Pat
still now
Tanaka.
with Triple H.
Duke
Yep.
Miyamoka, tag team partner of Hiro Matsuda.
Mm-hmm. Oh. We could probably we forgot one in the bad category. Jamie Dundee.
Oh, yes.
Oh.
Jamie Dundee knows how to knew how to draw good heel.
He does, and with that, the Armstrongs.
Yes.
Yeah.
Ryan, yeah, Brad and Scott and Steve, all of them. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
All great second gen.
Yep. Tim Horner Jr.
That hurt your soul saying that, did it?
Okay, how about this one?
Mm.
Vince himself.
Vince himself.
Yeah.
Himself?
Shane,
His
His
Stephanie.
dad wasn't a wrestler, though.
I
So
know.
Vince Sr. was not a wrestler.
I
So
know, but
technically,
I know, but
Okay,
Vince
okay,
we-
is
but are you going to say
we-
Shane's a great
we-
worker? What about Shane
I know.
and Stephanie?
But technically,
Okay,
Vince is
Stephanie
third
was women's
generation.
champion.
Daddy said so.
Oh, how about the Doctor of Style, Slick?
Oh yes. Who is it?
Tiger Conway was his daddy.
Yep. Mm-hmm. Yep, that's right. That was that.
Oh, wait, Tiger Conway. Tiger, hold on. No, hold on. Was Tiger Conway his father, or was it Rufus Archer?
No. Thunderbolt Patterson.
Oh,
Thought that was his dad. Look it up. He's the son of somebody like that. Yeah, he is second gen. We just forgot who his dad is in the business.
It was either Tiger Conway or it was Rufus R. Jones. But Tiger Conway was a second generation wrestler.
I think it was Rufus R. Jones then. I think that was it.
God damn it! I don't want to know who Grace Slick's father is. It is Rufus. It was Rufus R. Jones.
Rufus R. Jones. Okay, it was that one. Okay, sorry, I had the name wrong.
It was
too.
one of the. It was one of the Jive Tones.
And real quick to address a comment from Arthur Jones, John, the Laurinaitis family didn't have a dad that wrestled, so Johnny
they did
Ace, Joe, Marcus, they don't count.
Yeah, they don't count, unfortunately. Yep.
Even though,
good members of the family, bad members of the family, but
While
that second gen
not wrestlers, but Brian Hebner.
Yeah, Brian Hebner, referee.
Oh,
Yep.
Kelly Kaniski.
Kelly Kaniski, yes.
Yeah, and Nick Kaniski, sons of Gene Kaniski.
Gene. Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Yep.
The Destroyer's son wrestled a little bit too. Not much. He did a couple of tours all of Japan.
Dick Byer's son?
Dick Byer's son did wrestle. He was actually in Byer's. He was actually in Destroyer's.
What happened, Levi?
Oh, what happened, Levi?
You know what we just realized? And
What?
I think we should all feel dumb for not mentioning these people.
Who?
Mike Rotunda, Barry Windham, Kendall Windham.
I mentioned Barry earlier.
I mentioned IRS.
Mike Rotunda is not second gen.
No.
He was married into the family.
He married into the family. Yeah, so he doesn't count.
But
Kendall
Barry,
Windham, yes.
Kendall.
Barry
Kendall
Windham,
was not-
yes, Kendall is he
Kendall,
had a job
yeah.
because of who his brother was.
Right, yeah.
But Barry would definitely be amongst near the
Yeah,
top.
but I did mention Barry
Yeah,
earlier.
we did mention
Okay.
Barry.
Bobby Duncan Jr.
Bobby Duncan Jr., that's right, yes.
Jr. Yes.
Bobby Duncan. Let's see.
Trying to think more AAA guys.
I mean, the point we're making here is there are way more better good ones.
There are way more better good ones than the
I
bad
love all
ones.
the good ones, yeah. So,
Mm-hmm.
but who would you say is God tier of the second generation? In my
The Rock.
opinion,
The
Rock, Bret Hart.
Rock, Brad.
Well. Well,
Yeah.
second or third gen? Because Rock is
whatever.
All
Right.
Next
Next
gen
gen
total.
overall.
Next gen, okay.
Yeah.
The Rock for sure.
The Rock's number one.
Rock,
Macho
Brett,
Man.
Macho Man,
Macho Man.
Eddie.
Macho
Owen,
Man.
Eddie, Roman,
Yeah, Eddie, Roman. Yeah.
Dustin,
Randy Orton. Yep.
Randy Orton.
Orton.
Yep.
you could
Cody,
say John Cena. His father does manage.
That's a reverse next gen stuff.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Now you're reaching.
Yes.
Now you're just reaching, mister.
That's a far reach right there.
I mean,
You could say the same thing for fucking Matt Cordona's dad.
Yeah.
Fucking Mrs. Dad.
or the
Mrs.
Mrs. Dad.
Or the Briscoe's dad, Papa Briscoe.
Yes! Yes!
Papa Briscoe's fucking great.
Or-
though.
He is! I love him.
You
Or-
motherfucker!
I mean, you can say Ezekiel's and Elias's dad.
Get out. Get out now.
Wait, I got it. The Stetsons, Chip and Shane.
okay. What about the Dudleys?
Please! Yes!
Their father
Papa
was the
Dudley!
traveling
That's right, Dudley wrestler.
wrestler.
Oh my
Planet
god.
was Johnny Appleseed.
We're getting goofy now. And Levi's done. Levi's
Wait,
gone.
wait. Technically, in terms of kayfabe, Kane, Paul Bear's son.
Paul Bearer's son. That's right. He is.
Yeah.
And which would-
Lance Von Erich was Waldo's kid. He was
That's
Waldo's
right.
kid.
Yeah, but Lance. Yes,
Yeah.
Lance wasn't. Yes, Ricky Vaughn.
Wait,
He
Big Show.
goes.
Wait,
He goes in the ugly category.
Big Show.
Going
Big
kayfabe
Show.
wise.
Big Show. Yes.
Wait a minute.
Kid.
We're going
Mark
kayfabe wise. Kayfabe
Yeah.
wise.
Mark hit the hand. The hand of Mark Henry and Mae Young.
Or kayfabe, Jason Jordan.
Yeah.
Oh God.
Said that.
Hornswoggle again. Hornswoggle.
Hornswoggle.
He's the son of
Vincent's son,
Finley.
yes.
No, he's the son of Finley.
That's right. That,
They
yep.
revealed
Okay.
that later on. So
Mhm.
Who did the hand
Kayfabe
turn
wise.
into?
Still.
Who did the
I
hand
don't
turn in? Who did the hand turn into?
that was a
Powerhouse
joke.
Hobbs?
That was a joke.
Yeah.
Oh.
The hand did a run in at WrestleMania during Sami Zayn's match with Johnny Knoxville.
Wait, Sami Zayn. He's a part of the. He's a part of the family.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, he's part of it. Touch Hall.
Oh, you know what?
I
We
mean,
just realized with back to the serious good. I don't know if anybody mentioned Braun Breaker.
Oh no, yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
no.
He new
Yeah.
entry in the crew. Yeah,
Yeah.
Then there's Von Wagner. So Von Wagner had a pretty good match with Tyler Bate this past week.
yeah. I don't think Vaughn's bad. I think he's doing. He's been consistent.
The jury's still out.
Yeah, he doesn't do promos well yet, but
Well,
give
that's why
time.
he's
Give
got,
time.
he's got Robbie E for the promos now. God,
Mhm.
Robbie E is looking like Tony Khan.
Yeah, he is.
Oh
Yeah.
God!
And that's
Arthur
another one. I'm
Jones.
wondering how he still has a job.
Arthur Jones just put out the ultimate kayfabe second generation shit. Ole and Arn Anderson.
Oh God!
No.
Well-
Edge and Christian.
Oh,
They're
they're
brothers. There was no first generation.
There's no first
though.
gen though. They're not. They're
I
not
don't
the
know.
same.
Gene
But,
Anderson.
Yeah.
But
I mean-
legitimately, in terms of the bad ones, Ole's kid.
Right.
Never
Yeah,
did.
Brian.
The one who beat the shit out of a fan or shot on somebody at a show.
Brian Anderson. He was the one that got
Brian
fired from the power plant, and then Ole asked Cornette to hire him in Smoky Mountain. Didn't go
What
anywhere.
about
That's the
what
one
about Brock Anderson, Arn's kid?
Jury's still out.
Yeah.
He needs the
Oh.
freaking. He needs
Oh,
the
um,
performance center.
Oh, another.
Bull
Ano-
Cannon's boy is in NXT also.
Yes,
He's on
he
that
is.
tag team, Jensen.
And again, still got to give him
Still-
time. He's
And
And
just
same
getting
and
started,
same.
so.
And would you say the same for Hook?
Yeah, send Hook.
Jury's
Send
out, but
Hook.
Hook really hasn't had a full on. Hook just squashes.
He just doesn't. He just doesn't do anything. He's a gimmick. So
He's over.
I'll tell you that.
he's a
It
gimmick that
works.
doesn't make sense, like Orange Cassidy.
Yeah.
But who else?
Orange
just
Cassidy
going
gets over.
I'm just
Mhm.
trying to go kayfabe wise.
Aren't the young
Now
bucks
we're
mad
just
at all
getting-
these kids?
Oh my God!
My little dog pockets.
Okay, technically Montreal is Sean's.
Who's your daddy, Montreal?
Oh my
Oh,
God!
Dominic, Eddie Guerrero's kid, Dominic.
Mhm.
Oh yeah.
Oh, Bobby Fish, because his dad's Al Perez.
No, I thought
That's
Al
That's
Perez was
Bobby.
Seth Rollins' father.
Triple H's son, Johnny Gargano.
When we first met Bobby
Yeah.
Fish, he looked like Al Perez. He had long
Yes,
hair.
he did. Yes, he did.
But Triple H's sons, Johnny Gargano and Tommaso Ciampa.
Tommaso Ciampa, yeah, his kid. Yep.
Austin Theory, he's Johnny Gargano's son.
Yes.
Or what about?
Oh, hold on. The best worst of them all. Kevin Sullivan and the master
Dave
there.
Sullivan. Or
No,
yeah, the
Kevin.
master.
Kevin, that's his father. Remember the
Yeah.
master was his
Sullivan,
dad.
my son.
Curtis.
Sullivan!
Oh, I just thought of probably the ultimate kayfabe. I just saw the ultimate second gen kayfabe. Mick Foley, the son of Vince McMahon. Mankind, the son of Vince
I was
McMahon.
thinking that too. Mankind, yep.
Come on in, Dad.
There is one legitimately we left out. Going back to Japan and Mexico, Ayoko Hamada.
Oh yeah, Hamada. Yeah, absolutely.
And he had two girls that one wrestled primarily in Mexico. She's actually half Mexican. I forgot. Actually, they're both half Mexican. I think both the girls are. But the older one wrestled primarily in Mexico. Mexico, and Ayako Hamada was out in Japan for an Impact.
Gotcha. Yeah, but yeah,
Oh, I
definitely.
forgot.
Actually,
Fabi Apache.
Would you know who
The
oldest-
daughter of
the
an
oldest daughter-
Apache.
Oh, okay.
Another
Mhm.
one. I forgot.
Ricky, would you know who Gran Hamada's oldest daughter is? She wrestled in Mexico all the time.
Let me check. Maybe I might. Grand Hamada, right?
I'll look it up with you.
You know, it's one of these
Yeah,
things.
Gran Hamada.
When this episode ends, we're gonna think of one. Oh shit! Why didn't we mention that guy?
Oh yeah, that's gonna happen afterward. Yeah.
Zoshiti Hamada.
Zoshiti Hamada.
Oh, okay.
Kochi Hamada.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, Kochi. Did I say that? How do you say it?
Kochi, kind of like a Z.
Oh, okay.
I thought you said Kuchi Kanrana. I was like, that was Francine's move.
Kochi Kamada. That's right. She
That one is also sexual.
primarily in Mexico.
I don't like to watch her wrestle, but I like to watch her box.
Yeah. Yes. Love to watch her walk away.
Actually, you know who Ayako Hamada's married to? She's married to
Your mom?
My mom. Yeah.
Okay.
She's married to Four.
Technically, Tori Wilson, who was the stepdaughter of Dawn Marie.
There you go.
Now we're getting
There you go.
really out of
Oh,
control.
we're getting
here.
ridiculous. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Which,
Or if they
speaking
went,
of,
or if they went through with the story, Stacy Keibler would have been Ric Flair's daughter.
Oh, there was that too. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep, there was that. I'm still popping
Pregnant
at the
With
Dudleys.
Ric Flair's kid.
Hey Scott, what about Hoss's kid? He's second.
Oh
generation.
God, don't even go there.
He's still going. He's still.
Well, good for him. He's a good kid. I ain't gonna hate on him.
I like him.
No.
What else? Kayfabe.
What else
oh,
is there?
kayfabe, EC3.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Three.
Yeah.
Speaking of kayfabe, my kid, Positive Wiccan, Lindsay.
Yeah, there you go. There you go.
There you go.
That counts.
Garrett Holiday's my wrestling nephew. So.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. Yep. You got fam too.
Yep.
The Stetsons. Anyway.
Stetsons, yes.
Let's see.
Bob Evans.
Well, okay.
Everyone, because they'll call him Uncle Bob.
That's true. Yeah.
True.
Technically, because of who their mother is married to, the Bella twins.
Yeah.
Their mother's married to Johnny Ace.
That's true.
Somehow.
Kind of, yeah.
Somehow.
Which kind of sort of makes Brian Danielson a second gen.
Yeah. Oh my God.
Yeah. Yes.
And if Cena would have married Nikki, then he would have been sort of kind of too.
That's true. Yep. Mm-hmm.
Oh my God, what have we done
Oh,
tonight?
let's see.
We've opened up Pandora's box.
Yes, we have exactly. Forgot. Yes, AEW, because Vince fucked the business, created AEW. That counts.
That too, like McMahon's is a family. Well, I don't know how much Shad gets involved with AEW. I think he just gives Tony the money and says, "Do what you want, kid."
Yeah.
It's like being at an arcade and he's just giving his kid quarters.
I mean, Nick Khan, Tony Khan,
Yeah.
Coincidence? I think not.
Not.
Maybe.
But
McCon,
actually, but
Calvin,
also technically, Brody Jr.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In a way,
He technically
yes.
was given a contract.
Technically, yeah, he was given a contract.
So,
Good for him.
The other kid they signed who can't wrestle till he turns you can't wrestle him until he turns 18. Buddy Wayne or Nick Wayne. He's 16 right now. His dad was Buddy Wayne, who was a preliminary guy in WCW and WWE in the 90s.
Sarge?
No, Buddy Wayne.
Oh, okay. Oh, that's Buddy Lee Parker. I'm sorry. I'm thinking of somebody else. I'm sorry.
Technically,
And not Buddy Wayne. Not Buddy Wayne as Ken Wayne's dad either.
Okay.
technically, AAA in itself, kind of. You
Mhm.
know? Again,
descendant
with
of CMLL.
CMLL, how they
Yeah,
having fucking over fucking 30 campeonatos.
Yeah,
Right
it's-
we're back to this
How about
again. The fucking belts.
WWE from the NWA. The NWA
Yeah.
splintered
Mhm.
off into a bunch of other promotions.
I
Mhm.
mean,
A
WWE.
lot of incestuous activity going on.
Oh,
over
yeah.
there.
New Japan and All Japan, they're both spin-offs of NWF.
Mhm.
Oh,
Yep.
And
no,
Noah's
I
the
just
bastard
got-
stepchild of all Japan.
I just remembered the biggest technical second generation, Triple H.
Oh, yes. Married.
Oh.
Yes. If we're going by what we said earlier, yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
You're
Technically.
my son. That means.
I'm your father's brother's nephew's cousin's former roommate.
And
You
remember,
live in the
when they first were doing the whole illegitimate son angle events and how they teased that Triple H was it? It's like, oh fucking hell!
Yeah, come on, guys.
But
We
lost
but
Walter.
We get it, Vince. You want to do
it.
oh.
Mm.
He wanted to do the incest angle when Steph was pregnant the first time, and Steph's being like, no, Vince, my actual father, you are not going to be the storyline father of my baby. Well, how about Shane?
No.
And then Triple H, and then he finally got it out there a little bit with Paul Burchill and Katie Lee. Thank God that was very short-lived, but Jesus Christ. What happens in Vince's head? It must be like fucking World War I up in
He
there.
had a bad experience growing up. So.
Yeah, that is true. It's still like, what the hell? But I think
lost
we've
Walter,
pretty
I
much. But I think we've pretty much covered the basis of the
Yeah.
whole episode
Yeah,
for the
I mean,
most part.
yeah.
'Cause now we're
If
just
we
getting
kept
out of
sitting
control.
here and dig, we could come up with more. But I mean, those are the ones that come off the top of your head.
Good,
And,
the bad,
uh,
ugly, and the kayfabe.
The good,
Yeah.
the bad, the
Yeah,
ugly.
we got
and the
we got
kayfabe.
into all areas of the business too. The kayfabe
But
ones,
now,
This
Yep.
week,
in wrestling.
In wrestling. Johnny Gargano back.
Yeah.
Johnny Gargano, heroes,
one was
welcome. Holy
surprising.
shit! That nobody knew.
Nobody
about that.
knew.
nope.
There was no indication that was happening.
I wonder if AEW was in because I heard that AEW was in talks with him.
Huh.
Yeah, oh, yeah.
Probably. But once,
And he
yeah.
was probably going to go if Triple H didn't take the helm again.
If
Yeah.
not, yeah, probably would have gone over there.
And you know
so
what?
get that he's back.
Yeah, and it seems like right out of the bat we're going to get a program with him, him in theory,
Him in
which
theory-
makes
him in theory.
sense.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, which makes
Ricky and
makes
I,
sense.
we were talking about this the other morning before we did the Dan Swano interview, that now with Gargano's back, there's two cool directions you can go with him on the main roster that would be brilliant either or. If you put the U.S. title on Ciampa, Gargano, Ciampa, long feud for the U.S. title, now would be great for that belt. Or turn Ciampa babyface, reunite DIY, and they just run through the tag division.
which goes into the whole Dexter Loomis kidnapping the Miz.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
He's trying to get Ciampa and Gargano back together.
That would
Yep.
work. That would work out. But
Plus,
either direction,
well,
it would be
well,
fantastic.
We also had an Index reunion on NXT this week.
Yeah.
Yes, we did.
That
We
was
got
hard
so
for
many
me.
people dubbing
It's for a
over
one-time thing.
to their reunion.
Mm-hmm.
Probably
Yeah.
just to
Yep.
close the door on it. So
Yeah, because
I
India's
think
had nothing to do. India's had nothing to do since Dex was fired.
Lexter,
So-
the Lexter
they
thing.
tried
Lexter Dimas.
as an extra cal, and it just hasn't been working. There's really
Nope.
you know, I think maybe
Although,
it's not-
unless Indy's
maybe
main
it's not-
roster bound soon.
Right. Which is, there's rumors of that too. We'll see.
Yeah.
You know, they do need an influx of new talent in that division too.
Have her break Dexter out of prison.
That would be good.
There you go.
That would be a good. That would be good.
On live
How-
TV where everybody sees it.
Yeah.
How about Wendy Chu and Tiffany Stratton having a better hardcore match than Eddie Kingston and Chris Jericho?
Yeah, I didn't see this. Tell me, this was like, what was this, like,
Legos.
Lights Out or something like that? What was the
My
gimmick for
Lights,
that?
lights out? Yeah.
Yeah.
I heard it was
Yeah.
really good.
Yeah.
It was good, and they brought Legos out.
They had the Lego
Oh.
gimmick in there. Holy
Wendy
shit.
took a full-on body slam bump onto the Legos.
And if you think it doesn't hurt, try stepping on one Lego. It hurts like
Mhm.
a motherfucker.
Yeah. Yeah, we know people have done the Lego thing in the ring. It's not fun.
Lashley.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah, I'm glad that was not a thing when we were wrestling. Because chances are Walter and I would have done it.
Oh God.
Go through a Lego table.
That would be a fun moment to see.
Yeah, that'd be
Watch it all
cool.
just fly everywhere into the crowd.
GCW will do that eventually if they haven't already.
They will.
So let's see what else happened this week.
WWE-wise, what else has happened? Of course, next week. Is it next week? Castle?
Yeah, next
Yep.
Saturday.
Next Saturday.
Next Saturday,
Yeah.
1 in the afternoon. So we'll be able to talk about that next week.
Yep.
So what's let's see. Also, I don't remember anything else that really happened in WWF this week that was memorable. Although I did just hear that I think Nikki ASH got hurt at SmackDown.
Yes. Yeah,
She damaged her
the
foot.
four-way match. They had to cut to the finish because who was it? I think it was Shotzi, or was it? I can't remember who it was. Somebody superplexed Nikki ASH outside the ring onto the rest of the wrestlers, and her leg hit the guardrail and shattered. And so realized she was hurt. Sonya got her back in the ring, pinned her because they were going over anyways. And yeah. And then there's somebody filmed Dewdrop. Nikki couldn't walk. She was on the ground crying. And Dewdrop picked her up and carried her back to the ring or back to the back like a good friend would.
What else?
And they also taped SmackDown for next week last night.
Yeah.
Yes, they did that.
Of course.
Jeff Jarrett's gone.
Yeah, Jeff Jarrett's gone. No, I was gonna say at the SmackDown, the second taping, Butch is now wrestling in his Pete Dunne gear.
Yep.
Nice.
That was bound to happen.
Yeah.
That was bound to
He just
happen.
wrestled. Yeah, he's still Butch.
But yeah, Jeff Jarrett leaves WWE, quits, fires, goes Broadway, whatever
Whatever.
to call it, and Road Dogg implemented right back in that spot.
The real double
Irony
J.
there. The real Double J gets the spot back. So
And
actually,
then,
it's been Road Dogg the whole time. Jeff Jarrett's been taking credit for it, so that's how that goes.
yeah, that's how you
But,
do it. But also, I think it was like maybe the week before, but we didn't bring it up, and that's Sean now assistant to creative. Something like that.
Yeah,
Executive
President
assistant.
of Talent Development, whatever that is.
Yeah.
Shawn Michaels getting that.
The Click has
promotion there,
taken
yeah.
over the business.
How many
Imagine
times
that.
do you think Sean and Hunter backstage are like, 25 years ago we said we'd run this motherfucker, and guess what?
Guess what?
It's true.
They run this motherfucker.
They now run it, which is
when's Walt and Nash getting jobs?
I could see
Yeah.
Nash. I could see Nash getting like an office job if.
Oh God, no! He wouldn't do it. He would not.
No,
probably
you can't,
not.
you can't get Kevin off the beach.
He treated it like he treated every day would be a day off though. He'd just be like,
Yeah.
I'm gonna be in my office.
No.
Well,
What about
Waltman, I could
Waltman?
see. I could see Waltman maybe helping talent out too.
Yeah,
Maybe down in
X-Pac, yeah,
developmental.
he would help talent.
Yeah, and I think
I
he'd
can
be a
see
good
they,
hand
I
for
can see
that.
they walk in on Nash's office. He's got his legs up on the table. He's reading in the newspaper. Hi, Hunter. Yeah. Well, that's a good point. Very good point. Make sure.
Dad, Nash would have his legs up on the table reading the fucking Wall Street Journal. Hunter comes in. Hey, Paul.
Hey, Cal.
Yeah, I did that. Oh, your secretary. I fucking kicked her ass. Get out of here.
But
Uh-oh, Levi's gone again.
now, what comment?
What?
Wow,
Levi?
this is a good one.
Levi?
Who said what?
So while you were doing that little newspaper gag of Nash, Mama Bear played the Matt Hardy "I knew you'd come," and right as soon as that said, like after he said "I knew you'd come," you said, "Yeah, I already did that." Perfect timing.
Clip it.
Go.
Put that, please. Didn't see it.
And now,
Tremendous.
to the
But
real
now,
entertainment shit of the week.
AEW. What the
The
fuck?
shit show.
Jesus, where do we start?
Can we just say that they've jumped the shark?
Yeah.
Yes, absolutely.
Here's the thing. Here's the thing with AEW.
Was the Fozzy episode on Happy Days?
Here's the thing with AEW. When JD is saying that there's something wrong with AEW. There's something the fuck wrong with the company.
Oh my
Yeah.
god, yeah. JD was jerking off AEW for like the last year or two.
And he
Meltzer
did
is starting to get on them now.
Yep.
JD did a 40-minute rant on the company that's on YouTube.
Oh wow.
Well, JD still sucks. Fuck him. I don't care.
Yeah, well, fuck him, but still.
But still,
JD,
like,
you.
but still.
Even when their strongest supporters are starting to call them out on their shit, that's an indication like the honeymoon's over. What the fuck? So
There's still a lot of reaching going on. There's still a lot of reaching, but Tony Khan
They're
apparently
hot-shotting
sending an
it.
email to Stephanie McMahon and Nick Khan.
Can I get a
telling them to stop
hiya?
tampering with subcontract tampering.
These toys are mine. Don't you touch my toys anymore.
And don't run a fucking shithole.
Here's the thing. How can there be contract tampering where they're independent contractors?
yeah, hello. Yeah, Tony's getting a really bad wake-up call lately, and he's not happy about having to sober up from all the cocaine. So, but the shit show that was the champion versus champion, what the fuck? Why are we doing this? What's the point of it? It doesn't matter. Who cares?
And it was
Minutes,
short.
59 seconds.
Have they decided that Moxley is their guy now, and they're going to give him a Roman Reigns type push to replicate that?
No.
No, it's not gonna work.
No.
And-
yeah.
What they should do now, and this goes back to what we talked about last week. Just fucking do it, okay? Moxley, Claudio Castagnoli, unify the fucking titles, put the belt on Claudio. Just fucking do it. Ring of Honor is going nowhere.
Yeah.
Because
these Ring of Honor
the
belts
rumor,
these Ring of Honor belts are pointless.
the rumor right now is they're still going to try and do Punk versus Moxley, which you've already teased that Punk is still hurt. So why all of a sudden, a week and a half later, he'll be fine? And there's also talks, maybe a heel turn. It's like, yeah, trying to turn him heel in Chicago. Yeah, that'll work like turning Austin heel in Texas. Oh,
Yeah.
wait, a company tried that, and they're on a 20-year recession.
Uh-huh.
Mhm.
What is the big? What was the biggest, most impressive thing ring wise this year in wrestling?
Well, several. So
All right.
context, pal.
Cody Rhodes and Hell in a Cell.
Oh, okay, yeah, it's up there. Yeah.
Okay.
Maybe they want Punk to wrestle with a broken foot so he can emulate what Cody did.
No,
No.
it's just stupid no matter what they try to present to their perception, pal.
Next Sunday is the pay-per-view, and you don't have a world title match.
Nope.
You know what
What
I
the
think
fuck?
of when you know what I think of you know what I think of now when I think of Tony Khan missing. I bet you Tony does miss Cody. I think of that scene in The Toy where Richard Pryor leaves the Bates stately Bates Manor, and Jackie Gleason is in the room, is in the playroom with Eric, and he's like, "What? Because what? You disappointed because I didn't drown in that dining room?" And it ends with going, "No, Daddy, I want Jack back. Please, Daddy, give me." That's Tony Khan after Cody left.
You realize I'm probably the only one here who gets that reference, right?
That's why I did it.
And there's
At least it was that, not a fucking lame ass Lord of the Rings fucking reference. Jesus Christ.
Oh, it's a great drop kick.
House of Black lost in the trio tournament to the Dark Order.
Miro comes out and distracts them. Fucking Malachi takes the pin. And then they beat the living shit out of Miro. Shouldn't Miro like gotten his? They beat the shit out of Miro every time he comes out. Shouldn't that have been the time where Miro gets his one-uppance on them?
And now one of the Dark Order guys are hurt, which means Hangman's going to take the spot. So you
Which
can do
one's hurt?
Hangman versus the Elite in the final at the
Which one?
pay-per-view.
Which one's hurt?
They took one of them out. I don't know. I forget who, but they took one of them out so they could put Hangman in. So you could do Hangman versus the Elite, and Dark Order's probably going to win the fucking belts.
Well, no, one of them was taken out before Rampage. It was Evil Uno because he's in Germany doing some sort of thing for the video game. So they put Preston Vance 10 in his place.
And I think they took somebody else out as well during it. So now Dark Order's 2 people.
So yeah, the Elite's gonna beat Osprey and his boys in the semis. And wait, is that what we're down? Is it Osprey and Aussie Open against the Elite? Or
that's this
okay.
Wednesday, and then
now we got
Dark Order
best
versus
friends against the Dark Order, two babyface teams.
you have two babyface teams and two neutral teams.
Kind of heel teams because the Bucks and the Elite have really not turned face, not
They're
completely.
tweeners.
What a fucking shit show. every week it just gets worse and worse. That's all I hear.
Osprey and his two guys are like the only real heel team.
Mm.
Although they don't wrestle like heels, all they do is flip around.
And all Osprey can say is bruv. Did anybody see the after they went off the air, the promo battle between Omega and Osprey?
I heard about it, didn't want to watch it.
Yeah.
Osprey pretty close and all this, and bruv just kept saying bruv. And Omega said you couldn't fill my shoes and all this and blah blah blah, and yeah.
Well, everyone said it was savage.
Sure.
That's all Osprey says is bruv.
Mm.
Bruv and boost.
World, the best wrestler all over. Yes, bro. That's why WWE won't sign him because he's got a thicker accent than any of the other British wrestlers.
But earlier you guys brought up Miro, and even like Miro himself has come out and said that he honestly wishes he could go back to WWE because of his booking in AEW. Yeah, he did come out and say that.
And the whole thing with the women's title right now.
Oh my god.
Oh yeah, that fiasco.
Everyone's saying it's because Thunder Rosa has so much bad heat with the women's locker room. But at the same time, from what I heard, she was working through a back injury. I don't know.
And then I've heard that some people in the company are trying to throw her under the bus.
Yeah, there's a lot of rumors like people are back and forth with her for whatever reason. I don't know.
I believe it. There's no law and order back there. I honestly think all the veterans just don't give a fuck anymore. They're like, whatever.
Just in the paycheck. It's WCW to them. WCW, TNA.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
There's going to be an interim women's championship. Another fucking
Here
interim.
we go.
Another
And frankly, Thunder Rosa said that she stepped down as champion, but there's going to be an interim title.
Oh, she made it very clear. She corrected herself on Busted Open. She goes, I am still the champion.
Okay.
You said you're giving up the belt, so
Make up your mind. We have no fucking
it's one of those things.
We don't have a clue what's going on. They don't have a fucking clue what's going on.
That was also another thing, though, is when Punk relinquished his title, he got a nice 10-minute segment, to open the show. Thunder Rosa gets about 90 seconds with Tony Schiavone.
Yeah, we've seen that video online too. They have those back to back.
Yeah.
It's like 30 seconds or some shit, which is
that's how you make a champion.
They built her for like 2 years before they put the belt on her. It's like Adam Page. They built Adam Page for an entire year to put the belt on him.
Now they're doing acclaimed against Swerve and Keith Lee at the pay-per-view for the tag belt with
that was like
no fucking heat.
No build-up.
No heat, no build-up.
FTR's the number one contenders. Fucking scrap the rankings because they don't mean shit.
Yeah, just get rid of the records and get rid of the rankings because, the Acclaim doesn't win all of the,
That's like a thing for like every new promotion that comes along the way. Rankings are going to be important, and we're going to be focusing on the top 10 and all this shit. WCW did that back in the Bill Watts administration. Right? They had a top 10 every week.
Rick Rude was the number one contender for a year.
Yep. So it just like everyone does that. Ring of Honor tried that shit when they started. They had the number one contender cup.
TNA tried it.
Yep. It just never works.
What is the purpose of the pure title, too? It was something unique and cool when it first came around, and now it's just another belt at this point.
We talked about that last week.
They have far more unique concept similar to that with the Heritage Cup title because they actually had rules that stood out a lot more than the pure rules. The pure rules were what? You get 5 breaks for the ropes. That's it.
Yeah, the pure wrestling was you couldn't throw punches. There was a 20 count on the floor, and you had 3 rope breaks. Once the rope breaks were used up, the ropes are in play for your opponent. You can't use them. That was the whole gimmick with that. So, which was a good concept again at the beginning, but
At first, yes.
They're doing Bryan versus Jericho in a Daniel Garcia on a pole match.
Yeah, it's basically Dominic. It's Ray, Eddie, and Dominic. In the
custody of Daniel Garcia.
Yes, the future.
You're a wrestler. No, you're a sports entertainer.
That's another thing. The sports entertainment shit. Why are they still going on with that stuff? Especially since WWE is now using the terms wrestler and wrestling again.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Because people are stupid.
Right. That's the number one reason.
I even pointed it out in a episode recently how wrestling and sports entertainment are the same fucking thing.
They are.
They are. Always.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
I don't care what you call it. It's a 20 by 20 ring where wrestlers wrestle. You can call it wrestling, sports entertainment, puro, lucha. It doesn't fucking matter because it's all the same.
Exactly.
I had a friend of mine. I told him, I'm like, okay, using your applied applicable knowledge, he's not a worker. Please explain to me the difference between sports entertainment and pro wrestling. And he really tried to make an attempt at it. He's like, well, there's more near falls in pro wrestling. The moves are realistic. I'm like, oh, so half the shit Kenny Omega does is realistic. Half the shit Will Ospreay does is realistic. Well, there's more straightforward wrestling and there's less gimmicky stuff. I'm like, dude, you're just quit. First rule of holes, if you find yourself in one, stop digging.
Mm-hmm.
And still, we don't know what's going on with the MJF thing. It's cold.
Mm-hmm.
If he comes back at the pay-per-view, oh well. Like
no one cares now.
Oh, but but Punk and MJF for the title is the feud that we need. What is it going to do?
They already did that.
MJF is going to turn face. MJF just spent his time ripping apart the company and the owner.
Mm-hmm.
So is he still going to come in with that AEW sucks attitude? So he's going to have if he's going to be a baby face, he's going to have the fans go on with the AEW sucks attitude.
Oh, I'm going to take the belt with me. And
You fucking Mark.
Well, with all this being said, let's pull up the lineup for next week's Clash of the Castle and take a look at that and give it a breakdown.
Yeah, Clash of the Castles.
That's
so
something to actually look forward to. We're gonna look forward to this show.
So far,
and we're Worlds Collide on Sunday.
Oh boy!
And for shits and giggles, we'll do All Out also.
Yeah.
So
next, for real, there's 3 big shows next week.
Yes, big weekend for wrestling. Yep. We only have 5 matches set for Clash of the Castle.
5 matches. So we got Matt Riddle versus Seth Rollins.
Yep.
Riddle.
I see Riddle going over.
Riddle's gonna go over.
Yeah.
Gunter versus Sheamus. That's gonna be a fucking fight.
Yep.
I think Gunther's gonna keep it. I don't think they're gonna drop him.
I give it to Gunther.
Keep it on Gunther.
Yeah.
Sheamus right now is, kind of there to put people over.
Mm-hmm.
He's Cesaro right now.
Yeah, he is.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah. Gunter's gonna win, but it's gonna be the biggest test he's had yet on the main roster.
It'll be a brutal fucking match, is what it's gonna be. Both guys are getting lit up.
They're gonna be bloody just from the chops.
Yeah.
And that Welsh crowd is going to be going nuts like a soccer.
They will.
Yes. Yes.
That actually, now that I think about it, with the crowd and the style we could see, this could be match of the night, possibly.
You open up with that match.
Yes.
Yeah,
That'd be the opening match.
Yep. Get them right in there.
Then we got Bianca, Alexa, and Asuka versus Bailey, Dakota, and Io. Bailey, Dakota, and Io.
Heels need to go up in this one.
Io Sky has been having so much fun on the main roster. If you've seen it, she is like a giddy kid in the school,
like a kid in a candy shop.
Thank
you. Yes.
Good for her, man. She deserves it.
She's been doing great. Actually, her and Dakota and Bailey have been I think they've been a pretty good faction so far.
Mm-hmm.
Then we got the SmackDown Women's Title match with Liv versus Shayna.
Yeah, I'm not sure about this one
Take
yet.
the belt
Sure.
off Liv, put it on
Depends.
Shayna.
I don't know if it's the time
Depends.
yet. You know?
Depends.
Yeah.
I think Ronda's gonna. I think we're gonna have a fuck finish. I think Ronda's gonna come in there.
Yeah,
and
that's
Yeah.
what I'm
Yeah,
thinking.
that would make sense. Yeah, because if they're going to put the belt, if they're going to switch that belt, I think they should do it Survivor Series to set up for what's going to happen at WrestleMania.
They're already advertising Raw versus SmackDown for Survivor Series.
Ah, okay.
And we have Roman in the main event. Roman and Drew.
Now
Gotta
this
be
is
Drew's night.
tough.
Dude,
Oh god, that's
It's got to be
tough.
Drew's night. End of
to
story.
take a
It's
quote
tough.
from Cornette, if Drew doesn't win, he's going to look like a plate full of piss.
He is. He is.
Roman just signed a new contract.
It
We've got a
depends.
much limited. He's much more limited schedule. He gets 2-year celebration this Friday on SmackDown. It's time to put it on Drew. End of
We're
story.
gonna have,
Now,
I think we're gonna have
now-
a weird finish. We're gonna have a fucky finish. Something as to where Drew or like Roman does get a pin or a submission. Say like Drew does. Drew goes out to the chokehold and he's down and out and flat. Something happens where maybe he was tapping or something, but something happens where in the end Drew wins. So it's a controversial finish. Heyman is having a fit over it. Adam Pearce shows up on Monday, awards Drew with one of the belts and gives the
SmackDown title or whatever. Yeah, or
Yeah,
the world
something
title for
that
Raw,
rumor-
and then the Universal Champion stays on SmackDown. That kind of thing.
Yeah.
Mm.
It could happen.
Also-
or unless
heard of a pitch for Drew to just a surprise, like a Goldberg beating Brock at Survivor Series in 90 seconds.
Just beats
Quick one.
Roman fast.
Hmm
Just catches him off guard.
But what if
And what
also we could see a finish involving Sammy getting involved and he accidentally screwed Roman over, and then you
that.
start the Sammy face run?
hmm
And then-
Well, yeah, that's gonna happen. Or double pin. A double pin where both.
God no.
No,
God
no.
no. No fucking way to a
Not
double.
in that, not
Oh.
with that crowd.
This is a
Honest-
WrestleMania level thing. We need to have
Yeah.
a definitive win.
I mean, what
That's
about
why-
Theory? You think he would cash in?
No.
Probably. not.
Honestly, do a quick squash and then have McIntyre squash Theory. Boom, boom. Crowd will go fucking mental.
Yeah.
All right.
Come
You could,
matches.
then okay. You may have just said it right there. Theory could interject himself in the match, making it a 3-way. Drew beats Theory to win the championship. Roman stays safe that way.
Yeah.
But
And there the controversy could be created where Paul Heyman goes to management. My man was not pinned. He should not lose the championship. Okay, compensation. You get the Universal title back. Drew's world champion on Raw.
no. See,
Even though
that
I
would
hope
be
they don't split the
dusty-ish.
belts again.
That would be dusty-ish. If you're gonna put Drew over, Roman has not been pinned in almost 3 years. He's had a 2-year run. He can take a pin.
Yeah, exactly.
A definitive boom.
Mhm.
You could do a long match where it's a hard-fought battle, or you could do a quick catch him off guard. He wasn't ready.
So we just have to make sure we don't, they don't have Theory involved. He should not be in there.
But
So,
if we do have the two belts split, that once again opens up more opportunities. We can still have other guys now going.
that sounds familiar.
That sounds familiar.
But speaking of belts, we forgot talking. Triple H is interested in changing belt designs.
Yes, good,
Yeah.
good. I'm tired of
So
Yeah.
maybe,
Jolly Ranchers.
we could get the new design for the title at the castle. Hopefully, I hope it's something amazing. I'm tired of the fucking W in the middle. That fucking
People
Tired
logo
of the
belts
generic
for the-
belts.
Keep the logo belts for the sports teams. Have actual belts for the wrestlers.
Yes. All right, so now to All Out.
It's gonna be interesting. With
Worlds
Drew
Collide.
and Roman.
Worlds Collide next.
Oh,
Worlds Collide.
Yeah, we'll do it in order.
All right,
Because all that's to be the last event of the weekend.
all right,
All right,
so,
we only have 2 matches set up for World. We only have 2 matches set up for Worlds Collide so far.
yeah, they're
NXT
unification
women's-
matches. Yep.
Triple threat: Mandy Rose, Meiko Satomura, and Blair Davenport.
And
I don't know why this is a
Mandy.
triple threat.
And
I have no.
Because on NXT UK next week, Blair Davenport won a fatal 4-way to become the #1 contender for the NXT UK Women's Championship. Now there's no more NXT UK. That's why they're making that a triple threat.
Yeah. Andy.
Yeah, Mandy. And then Braun Breaker.
Mandy
Oh, yeah.
keep-
Yeah,
Mandy
Mandy
should
should get the belts. And then
Mandy
Braun
should
Breaker.
Blair.
Oh. Yeah, pin Blair.
Mhm.
Mandy should pin Blair because Mako is the badass of the women's division overall. I would move Mako up to the main roster and make her, a contender for, and put her in the title hunt because you'd get some really good matches out of that.
And then Braun Breaker, Tyler Bate to unify the NXT and the
Breaker.
NXT UK
Breaker.
titles. That's going to be a hell of a
Breaker,
match,
yeah.
but Braun Breaker. Yeah.
Yeah,
Mhm.
Tyler Bate is so good though. That's
Mhm.
another
He is.
guy who again
young,
should be
though.
going into the main roster.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
And he's
You
still
want to
young.
build? You want to get that tag division fired back up? Get him and Trent Seven back up.
Mustache
there.
Mountain and the main
Yeah.
roster.
They split up though.
Yep. Yeah,
Yeah.
Trent left. Yeah, Trent was
Yeah.
let go.
Oh, yeah.
That's right. Trent Seven was let go. You're right.
You would be a good tag partner for Tyler Bate, Ilya Dragunov.
He's up there. He's in his mid 40s.
Yeah.
Why not done?
But
Pete Dunne and Tyler Bate. That'd be a good team.
hmm
Oh,
Right,
we
and-
lost Walter.
He'll be coming back
awesome.
probably.
Oh,
Yep.
There you go.
He's great.
Oh, there we go.
there we go.
So now to All Out.
We're probably gonna get the two tag team unification.
They're already building to that. It's gonna be I think it's gonna be a fatal 4-way for the UK and the NXT tag belts. And now let's go to All Out. They got plenty of matches for All Out. We can
Oh,
go-
God.
Nine matches. Well, one to be determined still. The tournament
Hmm.
final for the
Maybe
trios
another
belt.
5-hour
Fine.
fiasco.
Yeah.
We didn't even talk about Eddie Kingston and Sammy Guevara and their backstage scout.
Yeah, one guy called the other guy fat. The other guy's a hothead who, needs to see a therapist, and they got in a fight.
There you go. That's the wrestling
There you go.
business.
And also now that match was probably supposed to happen on the pay-per-view. Now
was.
it's probably not.
Scott
Probably
and
it's
I
not gonna.
witnessed numerous Eddie Kingston and Sammy Guevara moments backstage.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Every promotion's got an Eddie Kingston. Every promotion's got a Sammy Guevara.
Yeah. So the All Out card, we got Ricky Starks and Powerhouse Hobbs.
Powerhouse Hops.
Starks.
They're going with. I think they want to start pushing Starks.
Yeah.
Starks is one of those franchise players you fucking build around.
You definitely. That's a guy. That's a guy that they. That's a guy Hunter's going to want to steal away. Hobbs too, but Hobbs is a lower card guy. Hobbs lost in 7 seconds to Orange Cassidy.
Yeah.
They
Six-
already have their monster. They have Wardlow. So
Which, speaking of Wardlow, 6-man tag, Wardlow and FTR versus Jay Lethal and the Motor City Machine Guns.
that's going to be good now because
That sounds like a good match.
It was originally going to be Wardlow and FTR versus Jay Lethal and Sanjay Dutt and Indian Omos there. We know it was going to be the shits.
But
Yeah.
now that I got Saban and Shelley in there,
Yeah, and I think what happened was Wardlow cut a promo. Here's the thing: AEW promos do not get reviewed before they're cut. They have creative freedom.
Right.
Wardlow promised he was going to powerbomb Indian Omos in that match. You've seen the size of this.
It would have been
My-
Kevin
my
Nash trying
phone's
to
fucking-
jackknife Giant.
Yeah.
yeah. Oh, we lost Walter again.
Yeah.
Yeah, his phone's fucking up there.
Say for this match, Wardlow and FTR.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's another guy they fucked up with, Wardlow.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, complete
All that
waste of time.
momentum coming out of Double or Nothing, then he fucked around for a little bit, won the TNT title, and has done fucking nothing. He's another guy Triple H is gonna want.
Yes. Then we got Jungle Boy and Christian.
They've actually been building this up pretty good.
I've seen some of the stuff, especially the promos Christian's cut. Holy shit!
I give it a Jungle Boy.
I'd probably give it to Jungle Boy. in
Jungle
this
Boy.
one.
he's one of those guys that Tony likes and wants to push.
And in the end of the day, Wrestling 101, baby faces get the ultimate revenge on the heel, and what better time to do it than here?
But there is that X factor of what Luchasaurus is going to do.
True.
There we go.
So who you got, Walter, between Jungle Boy and Christian?
The natural thing, they're looking to build Jungle Boy. Here's the thing, Jungle Boy is good in the ring, but he's got the personality of a blank wall with no paint on it. Honestly, that feud is so pointless and stupid, I really don't care who wins in that one. I don't care if Christian loses in 10 seconds. It wouldn't matter. It matters little.
And then we got Brian versus Jericho. Brian.
Wrestler versus sports entertainment. Brian. Yeah.
Brian.
Yeah.
That, mind you, though, this is their first encounter. This is their
first match against each other in 12 years.
In-ring singles match since NXT. The game show NXT.
Yeah. And that match was awesome.
First episode.
And that was an awesome match, so... And a lot has changed in that 12 years.
A lot changed.
So, yeah. Then we got the TBS title, Jade and Athena.
Jade.
Athena is another Ruby Soho. She's just there to put the girls over.
Mm-hmm.
But the grass is greener.
Athena is probably like looking the other way again. She was way cooler when she was Ember Moon.
Yeah. And I definitely see Triple H wanting to get her back, too.
Oh, yeah, that's a call that's been made.
Yeah. Then we got the four-way for the interim women's title. Toni Storm, Britt Baker, Jamie Hayter, and... Oh, God, I gotta pronounce this.
Hikaru Shida.
Hikaru Shida.
Put it on Hayter. Hater or Storm?
I actually would probably go Toni Storm.
But here's the thing. If you put it on Hayter, she's Britt Baker's best buddy. She's part of that entourage. You can build friction now. And they've already had friction in that faction between Hayter and Britt, because Britt was the champion and now Hayter's got the belt. So you can, build some jealousy up in there and but my God, the booty in this match, you got Jamie Hayter and Toni Storm.
Toni Storm, yeah.
Toni Storm.
My God.
The booty level 10-star.
Yeah, the booty level is awesome. Get a booty, Brie Larson. No, wait, you don't have one because you're a cunt.
Jamie Hayter wears like these garters that push her ass like way up.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we're all just gonna be like,
We're speaking respectfully. Respectfully.
Yeah,
those things are thangin'. Respectfully speaking.
Regardless, whoever wins this one, we're all winners.
We're all winners.
Oh, yeah.
That's right.
Hikaru Shida's pretty cute too, so I think Britt's okay.
Great teeth.
Yeah.
Oh, the best teeth.
Yeah.
The best teeth.
Well, nobody's got better teeth.
Did you know
than
she's
The
a
Rock.
dentist?
Yes.
That's true, yeah.
Yes. She's the Steve Martin in Little Shop of Horrors of AEW. You'll be a dad.
You have a talent for causing things pain.
Dude, her and Danhausen doing the Steve Martin, Bill Murray spot. Oh my
God.
fucking God.
Yes. My God, yes. That'll sell out the pay-per-view. Make that happen.
Speaking of which, why aren't they using Danhausen to his fullest extent? My God. That's a guy you put him with like Wardlow, make them a fucking tag team and have them win the tag belts.
Yes.
Make Eddie Kingston Audrey too.
Oh my
Oh, dear
Seymour.
Lord.
Who's Seymour? Tony Khan is Seymour.
Yep, Tony got me Seymour. Yes, he does.
Seymour.
Son and Lee Seymour.
Seymour is jobbing beside you.
What the fuck is this shit?
I'm wondering
Yeah, I did.
Anyways, next
Anyway,
up,
where were we?
next up, the World Tag Title match, Swerve and Our Glory and the Acclaimed.
That's another, that's the thing. I bet
There's
you
no
the original planned out card for this show was probably very different than what it's laying out today.
Oh yeah.
I'm almost certain that the tag belts were not going to be Swerve and Keith Lee against the Acclaimed. This pay-per-view does not have any sort of like. I don't think I'm going to spend the $50 on it. I don't think I'm going to.
I'm not this year.
Last year's All Out was like, my God, the talk of the town. Nobody could shut up about it for weeks.
Yep.
Now it looks like a typical. It looks kind of like a
episode of Dynamite.
A
Glorified
Dynamite that you have
Dynamite,
to pay $50 for.
Mm-hmm.
I'll just go Swerve in Our Glory just because why not?
Yeah, Swerve.
Yeah.
Keith and Swerve, they're going to take it. The Acclaimed is very over, but I don't know. That's the thing. Are they still teasing a split with Swerve and Keith as well? Because they were for a little bit.
Maybe.
See, you could put the belts on the Acclaimed and then go back to teasing a split between the two.
Yeah, the Acclaimed with the tag belts, they are over. I'm not going to lie about that. They are over with that crowd. So I just can't see them pinning. They make Keith Lee look like a goddamn monster, and they're tossing dudes around. I just can't see him taking a loss.
I mean, it's Tony Khan. Remember that.
That's true. That's true.
Then the tournament final for the World Trios belt. That's the Elite and whoever it was. Dark
That'll
Order.
It'll probably be the Elite and the Dark Order.
Yeah, which means the Elite will end up. I think. Well,
Elite will get it.
Yeah.
Unless Hangman joins up with the Dark Order.
Hangman winds up on that team. I don't know if I don't know. Yeah, I haven't really heard anything about somebody else being hurt, but I'll look into it. But if Hangman's on that team, then there's a good possibility the Dark Order will end up taking that. But also at the same time, if you put the six-man the trios titles on the Elite, you can still use Kenny Omega, but you don't have to use him to death and still allow him to heal. So Adam Page belongs back in the world title hunt, honestly. He shouldn't be doing stupid shit.
And then finally, the Casino ladder match.
We don't even know who's in it yet.
And we don't even know who's in it yet.
And we don't even know a world title match.
Yeah. So we have 3 matches. The trios finals, which we still don't know who it is. The ladder match, we don't even know if we're going to get a world title match now.
I doubt it at this point.
Or are they going to do the ladder match? Winner faces Moxley at the end of the night.
That's a problem. Who's left on the show that you could put in it though? What top names are you got to pull guys that are already in matches and put them in it?
Dude, this sounds so fucking snake bitten.
Mm-hmm.
If Adam Cole was healthy, there you go. There's your guy.
Yeah, you got your guy, but they don't have.
But he's not cleared as far as I know.
Who's available that you could believe? Because whoever, if they do that, they're going to lose to Moxley, obviously.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Tanahashi.
Yeah.
Just fuck it. Have Danhausen win the ladder match. Have him face Moxley.
There you go. There you go.
Fucking Danhausen.
They'll make it work. They'll make it work.
End of the night, Moxley gets in the ring. All right. He's saying, I'm not leaving this year without a fight. All right. You people paid for this show. You guys came for a title match. I'm not leaving. Anybody back there, I don't care if it's even Tony Khan, get out here and let's have a title match. Eddie Kingston.
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah. Unfortunately, you can't use Cesaro because he's part of the faction with Moxley.
Yeah, I forgot about that.
Yeah. Eddie Kingston would be the only guy, really, that, you'll probably get a decent match out of it.
Granted, respect at the end.
Little respect at the end, or how about put the belt on Eddie? Do it. Why not?
See, I was thinking they would wait till Grand Slam to do Kingston in a world title match because it's New York.
It's in New York City. It's a good
Probably,
point.
yeah.
If they have to double up guys, then I would say Keith Lee.
Yeah.
Keith Lee and Dean and John, excuse me. Whether John wins or not, as you just said, there's like supposedly tension between Swerve and Keith that could be utilized in the match to help John keep the belt, set up something with Swerve and Keith down the line. So, I mean, that would be a match that the crowd would go for, and it would be solid to main event a pay-per-view. Keith Lee and Moxley.
Yeah,
If they do that, I don't know how they're doing this. If it's going to be supposed to be fresh faces and nobody does double time or whatever, but I mean, there's one there they could do it with. But I think they could do the same thing with anybody that's in that.
I mean, I'm trying to think of who they could. I like the idea of the ladder match. Winner gets a shot at Moxley, but who's left on the roster that should, that's a top talent tier guy that you could put in that match? Wait a minute, Claudio doesn't have a match yet.
But he's in the faction with
Moxley.
Moxley.
He's in the same faction with Moxley. So
I know that, but again, it's AEW. They don't fucking care.
Adam Cole.
Yeah. Adam Cole's hurt.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Or go-to guy. I'd be making this Cole versus Moxley.
Mm-hmm.
I would have had that match set up by last Wednesday if Punk was hurt.
Or if they do the idea of the open challenge, have Wheeler Yuta challenge. It's like, hey, I took you to the limit before. I want to test you again.
Wheeler Yuta's not a main event guy, though.
I know, but it's one of those.
But if they're going to do that, put it in the middle of the show.
All right, let's. I'm sorry, we'll hot shot Wardlow.
Fuck yeah, I'm totally for that.
And put him over. Put him over.
He's got both belts, and you got the new top guy in the company, as it should be.
Mm-hmm.
Why are they holding back on this guy so much?
Mm-hmm.
Or they
give
the
open.
open.
Him a little bit, then they hold back more. They give him a little bit, they hold back. They give him a little bit, they hold back. Fuck that. Put a jetpack on this dude because he could be the face of this company.
Or they do the open challenge. MJF from the crowd, roll up, belt, leave, and nobody knows what the fuck's going on.
Yeah.
I think all in our hearts and minds, we want MJF in New York. We do.
Yeah, honestly, MJF needs to come to WWE sooner rather than later.
He's cooled off so much now that he's not as much of a commodity as he was months ago. So it's like,
but it's
even if they hired him now, it would be a whole different scenario than if they caught him.
You got to warm him back up. That's the problem.
If you want the people talking, do him coming through the crowd, quick roll up, belt, go back through the crowd, and nobody knows what the fuck is going on.
That'll make me want to tune in on Wednesday to see what's going on.
Yeah.
Because it's technically he's still under contract.
Yeah.
All right, let me overbook this real quick then. So if we went with Wardlow and Mox as an open challenge or whatever, match starts, boom, boom, they're doing their shtick, Wardlow's down, MJF runs in from the crowd, comes in behind Moxley, schools him, and like, what the fuck? Moxley steps up to him more, and then MJF, fuck you, slips out of the ring, turn around, powerbomb, 1, 2, 3.
There you go.
Mm-hmm.
And then you build towards. Would we build towards MJF and Wardlow for the title then?
Could do that, or MJF says, Wardlow kicked my ass. I don't need him right now. I'm going to wait for you to lose that title, then I'll go after it. As far as you're concerned, Moxley, I've been talking to your old buddies, and they don't like you very much anymore.
There you go.
So if you think you're going anywhere, pal, guess what? You better be riding your wife's coattails, because I'm sure she is. She was always the one with more talent anyway.
Speaking of which, she was at WWE Performance Center this weekend recording stuff.
Yep.
Yep.
And why I mentioned it.
Yeah.
Slowly coming back.
Yeah, let's get the Ambrose back.
Come back
where he
to
belongs.
Home. Come back to the home.
Come back home, Dean. Home. I miss you, Dean.
I wonder if John was there with her.
He probably was.
I wouldn't doubt it.
Because after all, when does his contract expire?
He's got a couple of years left.
Oh,
I think he just renewed it.
Ugh.
It was before all the shit went down. So
I think he just renewed it. So,
or it was one of those where they exercised the option for another year.
Yeah, I think you're right.
They might have,
yeah, maybe. Mm-hmm. But anyways, I think that's a good place to wrap this week up. And, well, before we go...
Danhausen for champion.
Yes.
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 Very nice, very evil world champion Danhausen. With the $5 billion
Danhausen.
dollars.
So first Danhausen cursed Forbidden Door, he's also cursed All Out. What the fuck is wrong with you, dude?
Take him the biggest deal in the company.
I think Danhausen's responsible for everything that's going wrong in wrestling.
There you go.
Yeah, honestly,
Blame him
yes.
for everything.
Hey,
It's Karsten.
well, I didn't mean to curse everything. I just wanted my world title shot.
I didn't mean to curse everything. I just wanted my expensive comic books.
Yeah, it was my grand plan. It was so evil to get my championship. Yes.
Very nice, very evil Danhausen.
Awesome in the Judgment Day. The entrance, Finn comes out, Rhea comes out, Reese comes out.
Danhausen.
Could you imagine a segment if Danhausen joined the New Day?
We just like,
That would be hilarious.
Okay, let's do this real quick. Then we'll wrap up. Here's the picture. The Bloodline and the Judgment Day. Everyone lines up, and there's Sammy with Danhausen, the two oddballs that don't fit, and they have like the most intense stare down. They're like fucking nose to nose.
Sammy
and
puts on El Generico
everyone else
mask
like
for
looks
this.
at them like, what the fuck is wrong with those two? Damn.
And the crowd would go more nuts for that than everything else.
Exactly.
Oh, Jesus Christ. But anyway, so now time to wrap up. So a reminder of the upcoming schedule. So next week, we're going to be talking, first we're going to be doing the review of WWF One Night Only 1997, but we're also going to talk about Clash of Carlito. Then the week after that, one of my most anticipated episodes we've ever done, Top 10 Worst Storylines and Angles in Wrestling History.
Wow.
oh,
Good start, dude.
yes, indeed. I have kept.
Invasion.
Then the week after that, we're doing a first ever retro review for a Monday Night Raw episode, because 25th anniversary of probably, arguably, the best episode in show history, September 22nd, 1997, where he had the Stunner heard round the world and Cactus Jack's debut.
Yes.
In Madison Square Garden. And then
My wife's birthday, too. September 22nd. Mm-hmm.
And then the final week of September, we're going to do a retrospective of Goldberg's WCW run.
Who also debuted on that same night on the other channel.
Yep.
Wow. That was the same night.
Yep.
The Raw and MSG and Goldberg's debut.
Yep. And then for October...
Would you bring Goldberg to AEW and put over Wardlow?
Sheesh. And then for
Danhausen cursed Goldberg.
Oh, God. And then October, since it'll be 5 weeks, first week on the 1st, Bad Blood 1997, 25th anniversary. And then to follow up on that... And then to follow up on that, top 10 Kane matches. Week after that, TNA Bound for Glory 2007, where you have one of the best Ultimate X matches, a dream match, and a bunch of other good things. Then the week after that, discussion of wrestling's most evil characters.
I know who's number one on that list.
Danhausen.
Very nice, very evil.
Very nice, very nice. Me, number one.
Yeah.
And then
$5 billion human dollars, or I curse you.
And then the Halloween weekend, Halloween Havoc 1997, Age in the Cage, DDP Savage and Eddie Ray, but Age in the Cage. And then November, AAA When Worlds Collide 1994, followed by top 10 worst Survivor Series matches of all time.
You get it right.
Hey. Yeah. Danhausen, I curse you. Very nice, very evil. Yeah. Then the week after that, NWA Starrcade 1986, and then concluding November with ECW November to Remember 1997. What the fuck?
You have a Snoopy nose.
What? Yeah, Snoopy nose.
Jesus.
A new beard.
Crap.
Yep.
Yeah.
Look at the hat.
Yeah, there you go.
There we go. You look like
Clip that.
that hat.
Yeah.
The way you had it made me think of Will Ferrell's character in Austin Powers, except the hat was smaller on you. And then for December, WCW Starrcade 1997. Week after that, top 10 best celebrity involvements in wrestling, and then the final episode of the year, Steve Austin's WCW run. And with all that said, plug time before we go. We'll start off with James.
You can find me on my YouTube at We Are Pro Wrestling, where I just did an episode on the WWF career of Kurt Hennig, otherwise known as Mr. Perfect. For the month of September, I got a big month-long retrospective on Sting in WCW. His entire run from his start, because this year, the 35th anniversary of when he was brought over from the UWF acquisition, when he started off in JCP, all the way through to the final Nitro, and everything in between. So that's going to be my September. Subscribe to the channel. Follow me on Twitter at WAPW_wrestling.
Walter?
You can find me on the Necrocasticon with Mr. Scott, along with our good friends Token Home Club, Skip Novak, and Sergeant Fury Dan Roberts, where we talk about the most awesome in horror and metal from LJN.
Scott.
I can't top that. Find me on my YouTube channel. It's Mr. Scott doing reactions and all kinds of fun stuff there. Find me on Twitch, TikTok, Instagram, Twitter, all under it's Mr. Scott too. And find my TeePublic merch store. Get yourself some cool merchandise there at tpublic.com/user/it's Mr. Scott. And yeah, find me all over the place. You love me. You can't help it because I'm awesome. Thank you.
Ricky.
Oh man, I wish you could have done it more. Like, come on, you can have it in you.
More effort.
Maximum effort.
You can find me in my YouTube channel, Horror Master, which I will be doing a video coming up, and I dare challenge both Scott and Levi to respond to it on 5 concerts you regret not going to. That's going to be an interesting video. You can find me on my Instagram at Arcaramarmero. You can find me on my Twitter, Hermaster18, and you can catch me in Levi's channel doing both Shadow Kvlt and the Horseman podcast, which Levi will tell you all about it.
Well, first off, go ahead and subscribe to me on YouTube, ThrashManiac99, if you haven't. We're almost to 3,500. We just recently did a Horseman podcast, a very rare pre-recorded episode where, and I still can't believe it happened, where we got to interview one of my heroes of music, Dan Swano, and it was an awesome episode, probably the best
and
interview
so many
we've done.
laughs, especially when we're ending, when we mentioned we're gonna interview our next potential guest. He's like, fuck them. They didn't want to record me.
Or bastards. Which,
that's one question we gotta ask our potential
you can ask.
You
can ask that. Go ahead.
Oh, yeah.
Which, speaking of the next episode's going to be happening a lot sooner than we thought. It will be Monday at noon. We're going to be interviewing somebody that I've been talking to on and off for a year, Jeremy Wagner from Broken Hope.
Nice.
So that's going to be badass. And funny enough, actually, he referred me to his publicist, who's also kind of the publicist for Century Media Records, too. So, channel's looking to grow even bigger, thanks to Jeremy and Nick. Thank you, Nikki. Thank you both. As far as, videos coming up, tomorrow I might do a full review for the new Gravedigger album.
Oh, I thought you were going to say Machine Head.
Hold on. There will be an under the radar episode this Tuesday, and yes, I'm gonna bite the bullet and check out the new Machine Head because from what I've heard, it's actually good.
I like what I've heard so far. It's very from the Ashes of Empires blackening type. It's in that vein, which
I am glad, even though I still can't stand Rob Flynn to save my ass, but the fact they got Vogue from Decapitated in there on leads now should
He's
help.
redeeming himself. He's starting to redeem himself.
Nah, he's still very, very.
I wasn't happy with the last record. So.
Catharsis is the worst album ever made. Let's just be real.
I don't know. I think the one after Movie Red is pretty rough.
Yeah. But regardless, yeah, I'll check out Machine Head. There's a bunch of underground stuff that I'm going to check out for that episode. As far as anything else, well, currently on the community tab of my YouTube page, there is a poll for what band you guys want to see me rank next. But I don't even think there's even any reason to bother voting, because nearly 50% of the votes, more than likely the next band I'm going to do is Suffocation. So, yeah. I mean, they're a Runaway Train, 49%, and then second place it's tied between Dying Fetus and Nile at 17. So,
I mean, you never know. Maybe in one day,
it's not happening. It's not happening. I already know. But hey, I'm happy to do Suffocation because I can check out some albums that I haven't checked out before, like Souls to Deny and Blood Oath. And then revisit the classics, Effigy of the Forgotten, Breeding the Spawn, Pierce from Within.
Yes.
Yes, I curse you, Suffocation. I am very good, evil.
You know what's a good argument between bands? Baroness or Mastodon?
Mastodon.
Baroness
is good, but I'm a bigger Mastodon fan.
This had some great shit in the past year, but yeah, maybe Mastodon. I don't know. Nah, not Mastodon. They suck.
Go Raven, go! Come on.
No, now you're just okay, Scott Levy, Johnny Polo.
He doesn't get it. He doesn't get it.
Johnny Flamingo, whatever the hell you call yourself.
Scotty Flamingo.
Scotty Flamingo.
Wait, I think you sit here and explain an angle to Brian Gewirtz, and he doesn't even know what Spider-Man is.
Now that I said Johnny Flamingo, that sounds like the bastard child of Johnny Polo and Scotty Flamingo.
Johnny Flamingo.
Somebody's used that name. You know they have.
They probably have. But anyways,
Google search.
I watch early 90s, late 80s, early 90s Portland just for Scotty the Body, because when he's doing commentary, it's the best. Hey, John Owens, you know what everybody came here to see? Me. Yeah.
But anyways, Jesus. Okay, Raven, we got your point. Oh, Jesus Christ.
Oh, shit.
Oh, God.
We'll turn him into a banana.
Somebody, Mama Bear, right at the end, you make me in a banana.
It's peanut butter jelly time.
Peanut butter jelly time.
I'm up to late night.
Where yet?
I'm up to
Anyway.
on my ECW binge. I'm up to late '97. I'm up to the Lupus era of ECW.
I'm waiting to end the stream once the banana goes away because I'm circle headbanging my penis.
It looks like you're wagging your dick around, dude.
Exactly.
Hey, Virgil.
Yeah. Booker T.
Too Cold Scorpio.
Robert Fuller. Yeah.
Ric Flair.
Ric Flair.
Lanny Poffo.
Lenny Poffo.
Actually, Levi, talk like Tennessee Lee when we're doing that.
Oh God. I can't even do that voice.
He's going.
Oh, close the bag.
There you go.
Okay, thank you guys for watching. Horns High. We'll see you next week. Jesus Christ.
God damn it on the Funkle.
Terry finally returned.
And that's gonna
Right
be the
at the
last
end.
time. That's gonna be the last time for the next. I don't know.